It's Uvalde Radio, and it's Robert Miguel here with you, and once again, our feature, People of Uvalde, this time talking to one of my favorite guys. I know him from church. He's a cool guy, and you guys know I'm a big old movie buff, so I spend a lot of my time in the theaters, and this guy runs the show here in town. Literally runs the show. So please welcome with me on the phone from the Forum 6 Theater, Bobby Cervantez. What's going on, man?
Thanks. That's some intro.
Yeah, so Bobby, it's cool to talk to you in kind of an official professional capacity. I see you around all the time. But, man, it's big news. The Forum 6 Theater, actually, you guys managed to stay open for a big part of the summer amid this pandemic. But you guys did close down for a few weeks. So let's just talk about where the Forum 6 Theater has been throughout this whole thing. And I know it's been probably a labor of love for you making it happen, right?
Yes. It's been a neat experience. I've been here for a long time, and this is something that we've never actually experienced before. So
yeah, okay. Well, let's go ahead and start at the beginning then, and then we'll get into the reopening of the theater. So how long have you been with the Forum 6 Theater? In which capacity?
Wow. Well, I've been here about going on 17 years.
Wow. Okay. Now, did you start off as the manager running the show, or did you kind of work your way up, or did you transfer in from another place? What exactly was your experience in getting the job there?
Yeah, no, when I came in, they liked me so much that they made me manager, right? I'm just kidding. No, I actually started out cleaning the theater.
Wow, okay.
So the job was available, and I needed a part-time job, so I took it, and I worked my way up. I love this place, you know.
Now, before working as management for the Forum 6, had you had any other interest in movies, show business, that kind of thing before? Are you a bit of a movie buff yourself, or was it just kind of like, hey, I need a job, they offered, and that's kind of what got you in the business?
You know, it's funny that this place opened up when I was 12 years old, and I had some older relatives that were working here, and they got us, you know, they kind of volunteered us to pass out flyers for the movie theater.
Uh-huh.
When they first opened, I don't know if anybody remembers that, but we used to put flyers on the cars in the store parking lot. Some people probably didn't like that. But
no, but that's the way we did it, man. We got to remember, this is before social media, you know? I mean, you know what? I was in town back then around that time, and do you remember that place called Ranger Rentals? That would rent VCRs and VHS tapes, and that was around that same time. I used to pass out flyers for them too, door to door or on cars. Yeah, either people liked it or they didn't like it. So, but yeah, I totally remember those days. So cool. So you were promoting the Forum back then. It was a Forum 4, right?
Yes, and they pay us a little bit of cash and some movie passes, and we loved it.
Well, that is very, very cool, man. I remember it very distinctly when we had the Alaska theater before, and I had the one theater, and at that theater, I remember seeing movies like E.T. and Return of the Jedi, and you know what I mean? Just the only ones you could see in the theater back then. And it took a while because, you know, if one movie stayed for 3 or 4 weeks, that means no other movies could come to town. But
that's true.
When the Forum 4 came in, we could watch 4 different movies at once, man. It was like we were big time in Uvalde. Those are big days. Now, for a kid out there listening or a young adult, the idea of not, you know, you guys can watch anything you want to in a movie theater, on your on your TV, on your phone, on your, you know. But man, back in the day, you know, we had to wait for these movies to come to theater, and then we had to wait for them to come out on a VHS tape and something too. So it's good stuff, man.
Yeah, no, I remember. I watched Raiders of the Lost Ark.
That is so cool, man. So, okay, so you got the gig, passing out flyers when you were young. So obviously, you know, the Forum was, you had a soft spot in your heart for the Forum there. And then as an adult, you come back later, you start kind of, you know, in a more of a custodial type of role, get offered the job in management, and now you've been there 17 years. What's it been like just kind of running the theater over the last years pre-COVID?
Before COVID, I mean, it was great. Like I said, I worked my way up. There was an opening for an usher, and then assistant manager, and then finally this job. And I love being an usher. I loved cleaning, and I especially love what I do now because I get to do all the behind-the-scenes stuff. You know, building up the movies, getting to see what's coming up soon, and I mean, it's great. Couldn't ask for anything more.
Now, as far as the Forum 6 Theater goes, How has the industry changed in the 17 years you've been there? I'm sure that the way you guys get the films delivered, or maybe the way you screen them now, Uvalde, we're a smaller town, so things might be a little bit more old school. But how has the industry, on the national level versus the industry on the local level, how have they changed just in your time?
Well, I know that everything has gone digital. Actually, a few years back, Actually, it's been more than a few years. It's been about 10, 12 years now that everything went digital. It just, time flies. Going from film to digital, there was, a lot of people not wanting to do the digital because of whatever. I personally like the digital. It's easier to work with. It cuts back on the cost of running because you don't have to have someone at the projectors starting the movies and threading the film through and doing all of this other stuff. That was a pretty big change going from film to digital.
And so, what was Forum 6 pretty right up to it? Were they updated around the same time, or did it take a while to kind of ease into it, being that we're a smaller town?
No, actually, we
jumped right on board, huh?
No, we changed over pretty quick. A lot of times people don't see the stuff that's going on in the background.
Sure.
There was a lot of money invested into that, into changing over to digital. But if you don't keep up, you're gonna go obsolete, basically. So we had to do that. We are under new ownership. So since the new owner took over, we've made some upgrades to the theater as well. Most of it has been in the background. Done air conditioners. We did the roof. We've done structural repairs to the theater itself, and some of it has been cosmetic. We've managed to upgrade 2 auditoriums, and those look great. They sound great.
Yeah, man. Just in the 3 years that I've been back to Uvalde, I've seen some really great improvements in the Forum 6 theater. Now, that being said, you've been around for a while. New ownership happens. Let's go ahead and talk about the ownership. Who owns the Forum 6 theater? How long have they owned it? How did they acquire it? And what was that story? How was that transition for you?
It's funny because the new owner, his name is Jacob Henson. He lives out at Poteet. In Poteet, Texas, and he's a great guy. He's worked at our theater in Pleasanton since 1996, and he started out working in the concession stand. And he says he's done every job available at the theater, and he worked his way up to manager, and then general manager, and then when the owners were ready to retire and sell, he jumped on it and he bought the theaters, So now he's the owner.
So how many theaters are there within the umbrella of what he owns?
Oh, no, we only have the 2 theaters.
Okay. And where's the other one? The other one's in?
It's in Pleasanton.
In Pleasanton, right.
Pleasanton, Now, the one in Pleasanton is a 4-screen. The Forum here is a 6-screen. The original owners did have other theaters, but I believe they sold them off.
So how long has the new owner owned the one here in Uvalde?
He's been owner since, I believe, 2017.
Okay. That makes sense, because that's when I came to town, and that's when I started seeing the improvements. All right, so you got a new owner. You've been running the ship for a while. The new owner comes in, he approves. He's like, "Hey, Bobby, you're cool by me. You're sticking by." So he keeps you. You guys start making some really great improvements at the theater, and then all of a sudden, COVID-19 happens. Spring 2020, and you guys are getting geared up for summer is the big season for theaters. When did you know it was really getting serious, and what was the response?
Wow. I had seen work slow down before. So I was thinking, this is going to pass. This is going to pass. And really, I guess maybe a month or 2, maybe about a month before we actually shut down is when I started seeing that this was getting pretty serious. I kept asking the owner, and he says, "Well, I don't know. It looks like, we might be going in that direction." We might have to shut down for a little bit. What really did it for us, though? The first time we shut down, it was because I guess the fear of the virus, and also movie studios noticed that people weren't going to the theaters anymore, so they stopped putting out new movies, which made it worse. No new movies, scare of a virus. People just stopped going, and at that point, we had to close our doors and lay everybody off. So that was rough because it's something that it never happened before at the Forum. We never had to shut our doors, so that was rough.
So how many people were let go? How many people did you have in your employ at the theater, and how many people did you have to say, "Hey guys, sorry, we're shutting down for a while"? That first time around.
Yeah, well, we actually had originally we keep about 20 employees here at the theater, at the one in Uvalde, we actually laid off about 16 because a few had already quit because of the scare, and they just didn't want to take they didn't want to risk it. They had families and stuff. So, they left on good terms. We got good employees, or good ex-employees. But when we finally shut down, we had about 16 people employed, and we had to lay off all of them.
So COVID happens. The major studios stop releasing films. So then, obviously, you can't run new movies if there's no new movies to run. You guys decided for a while to start playing classic films at a really great price. Now, me, like I said, I'm a big movie buff, and we were totally bored in quarantine. So, man, we went out, we saw those Harry Potter movies and Back to the Future. I saw The Breakfast Club with my teenage girl, which was fantastic. So I was really excited, and I'd like to say this. I tried my best to support, what you guys are doing. Now, I was kind of dismayed to see that not that many people were showing up. So let's get into that, as far as when you guys did kind of try to patchwork, and do your best to keep the theater open by getting these classic movies, putting them out for a low price. How did that work out for you guys?
Like you said, a lot of people weren't coming out. Now, I did speak to several people who apparently didn't even know that we were open. So I don't know if the word just wasn't getting out, and that's why I appreciate you, interviewing me because, we could use all the help we can get. But I think with the new movies coming out now, more people are finding out that a movie is being released, so they want to know if we're playing it. So hopefully this time around will be different. But the first time it was really slow, and we were, not losing a lot of money, but we weren't making any money. So we tried to stay open as long as we could, and eventually we just had to shut it down again. The plan was to stay open until the new movies were released. But the studios, they kept pushing the movies back.
Right.
So, they're a business as well, so they have to do what they have to do. But yeah, that's basically why we had to shut down the second time.
Well, now let's talk about how we make a movie theater work. Obviously, you've got to pay your staff. You've got to pay, I don't know what the rent situation is for the building or the leasing of it. But what some people don't realize is you have to pay for the licensing, right? Just to even to show the films. And then I think from what I understand, you have to, at least with new release films, have to report how many tickets you sold for that film, right? To some point.
Yes, we have our bookers who book our movies. They're great as well, and they basically work out a deal with the movie studios. We have to rent the movies from the studios. Sometimes on these older movies, when we bring in an old movie, they'll charge us like a flat fee to rent it, which means that we don't have to report the numbers. We just pay whatever they charge us to rent the movie.
Right.
When it's a new release, though, it's kind of you pay a certain amount plus you pay a percentage of your tickets sales. So, this is the part of the reason that we try to keep our ticket prices low, because we don't really make that money on that to begin with. So we encourage everybody to buy concession.
So people need to understand that when you're buying a movie ticket, that sometimes, it's absolutely feasible that you might not make that money back for what you're paying to lease it, right, if nobody shows up.
That's very true. A lot of times, if nobody shows up, we wind up paying more for the movie rental than we actually made on the movie. That's hard on the theater.
And so, again, getting to your point, that's exactly why we want to encourage concession purchases, because you guys, the profit margin on popcorn and soda is way higher than the profit margin, on a movie ticket, right?
Yes, definitely.
So let's go ahead and get into the present, man. Again, we're talking to Bobby Cervantez. He is the manager at Forum 6 Theater. He's been doing it for about 17 years, been out there with that company, and we're excited to be talking to him here on People of Uvalde. Now, Bobby, tell me what's going on now. You guys are opening up as of this weekend. I know you've got one new film and then a few older ones. Is that what I'm understanding?
Yes. We have Unhinged is the new movie that's coming out. It's starring Russell Crowe. It's a thriller. We watched it yesterday. We previewed it yesterday, and I'll tell you what, it's intense.
Cool.
And prices for that one, we're gonna charge regular price for that movie. But the other movies that we're showing the last Harry Potter, because we did the whole series. And then we're showing Home, the animated movie about
the little alien guy. Yeah. That's a great movie.
And we're showing the 10-year anniversary Inception. I'm not sure if you've heard of that, but that's they're doing a special piece on the Tenet movie as well before that, and an interview with it's not really an interview with him. It's more of a small documentary with Nolan Ryan about the movie Tenet. So it's about a 15-minute piece at the beginning of before the movie, the 10-year anniversary of Inception. And they also give you some background on Inception as well at the end there. So, that's great.
And if you haven't seen Inception, man, Inception is a visually stunning, crazy movie that you've got to see in the theater. Like, a small screen just doesn't do it justice,
Yeah, no, that's true. And, the sound and the like you said, the visual effects. And they go over some of that in that little pre-show that they put on there. And, it just gives you a better idea of what it took to make the movie, and it gives you a better appreciation for it.
Well, that's cool, man. So that's all the stuff you're showing this weekend? Is it 4 total?
Yes, it's only 4 movies total this weekend. Like I said, the 3 older movies are going to be $2 a person for any show. And the new movie is going to be regular price, which is $6.50 for adults and $4.50 for children and seniors. And,
of course, those are going to be showing Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then are you going to be open during the weekdays? What does the scheduling look like for Forum 6 Theater as far as your hours?
As of now, it's just for the weekend. We're going to be open this evening. We'll be opening up at 6:30, and we'll have shows starting roughly around 7 o'clock, 7:15, and then again at about 9:30 to 10 o'clock. And then tomorrow we'll be open at 1:45, and the last show will start about at 10 o'clock. The first shows will start around 2 o'clock. And Sunday we'll open again at 1:45, but the last show will be around 7 o'clock.
Again, Bobby, man, thank you so much for giving us a rundown on what's happening at the Forum 6 Theater. Thank you guys so much for trying as hard as you can to bring us, the big Hollywood titles, right here in our zip code without us having to drive out, to go see it elsewhere. And thank you guys so much for your attention to keeping us safe, keeping them prices low, and God bless you, man. I hope that we have a great weekend for you guys, and that y'all continue to keep doing what you guys do, all right?
I appreciate it, and thank you again for getting the word out for us.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and tell us, give us some information about the website. I know you guys have a really active Facebook page. What are the ways we can find out about what's showing at the Forum?
We, like I said, the Facebook, we're updating it constantly. The website, we have a new website, HensonTheaters.com, and that, like I said, that's our new website. That one updates automatically with our ticket prices. As soon as we program our tickets, the website automatically updates, so it's always correct. And really, those are the 2 best ways to get our show times and our ticket prices.
Right on. Again, the Forum Facebook page is always updated, and of course, you can just stop by, do what I do, just drive in, take a look at the posters, and drive off. So,
right, well, as of now, we're only going to have the one poster up.
Right.
We're a lot of trouble getting posters for the older movies.
Yeah.
So just that Hinge will be out here with the show times, and hopefully we'll get more new movies in. There's supposed to be some other movies being released next week, and then the following week again. So hopefully, in a few weeks we'll have a full lineup of new movies.
Well, very good, man. I wish you guys the best. Crossing my fingers for Bill and Ted Face the Music next weekend. And if you get that one in, I guarantee I'll bring a big crowd for you guys. But again, that's going to wrap it up for People of Uvalde. Bobby Cervantez, manager of the Forum 6 Theater. Thank you, sir. We appreciate you, man.